fraction exponents. No, I am not Jesus. Okay, here we go. Now, I want to talk about 88 right here because that's what a lot of you guys seem to be very frustrated with. But before I do that, can anybody raise their hand and tell me why this does not equal 25 raised to the second power? Why does 5 to the 1 power times 5 to the 1 power not equal 25 to the second power? Actually, better yet, why don't you guys tell your neighbors why that doesn't work? Go. Now, the ones are usually ninjas. You normally don't see those guys. I wrote them out so you guys can see that I went 1 plus 1 to get 2. Okay, there's 2 ways you can write this answer, or simplify it, or rewrite it. You can write 5 squared, or you can write 25. One or the other. You can't combine the 2. Okay, that's what some of you guys are trying to do right here. You guys are trying to go 5 times 5, and then you were doing stuff with the exponents. Okay, so let's get going here. The first thing is I want to simplify the numerator and I want to simplify the denominator. So to simplify the numerator, I'm going to reveal the ninja right here because I don't want you guys to think that this 5 over 2 is on the 5 also. It is not because there's no parentheses around the 5x. This one, the 3 over 2, is on both of them. Okay, so let's simplify the top first. For the top, I have 5 times 5. Those are common bases. They're the same bases. So what do you do with the exponents of the same bases? You add them together. The x, he's chilling. He has nobody to multiply with. On the bottom, you're going to distribute that 3 over 2 to each of the exponents on the 5 and the x. So you get 5 raised to the 3 over 2 and then x raised to the 3 over 2. Let's go ahead and simplify this guy right here. That would be 1/2. Negative 1/2 plus 1 is positive 1/2. Now you have a division problem with exponents. So you have 5 divided by 5 here. So that's 1/2 minus 3 over 2. I normally always go top minus the bottom because when I'm teaching, I don't want to confuse anybody. But usually the faster way to do it would be, since this number is bigger, I would go 3 over 2 minus 1/2 and then put the 5 on the bottom. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, that is right though. So I have 5 to the 1/2 minus 3 over 2. And then I have times x, 5 over 2, which is the top, minus 3 over 2, which is the bottom. You always go top minus bottom. And then if you get a negative, then that one is just going to go down. So for the 5, we have 1 minus 3, and that's going to be a negative 2. So we have negative 2 over 2. For the x, we have 5 minus 3, which is 2. So you get 2 over 2. And those are that's a 1, and this is a negative 1. And so that 5 is going to go down. You have x raised to the 1, but I don't need to write the 1. And you put the 5 on the bottom, raised to the positive 1, but I don't need to write the positive 1. That's your answer.